Hey, hello everybody. This is Paul Grau from Current Leadership Coaching, and today I'm going to make this special video just for you, my podcast and Alexa listeners. And today I want to bring you a special treat, and that's all about creating goals and achieving goals, or creating the goals that will allow you to achieve your goals. Because a lot of times people don't take into account the creating portion of goals, and they just go right to the trying to achieve goals. So today I'm going to walk you through this. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time, and I came up with this in about, I prepared this, but this is kind of my way of achieving goals. So I'm going to start right off with creating goals. So creating goals, the first thing that you want to do when you're creating goals is to think and dream bigger, okay? So a lot of times people, they get in this mindset where you have to create goals that are, within your realm, and you don't want to think too big, because I say bogus to that. Think and dream as big and as possible, as big as you can, all right? Bigger is the thing, because a lot of times we set big goals, but I want you to think and dream big when you're setting goals. Now, the next thing is, a lot of times we get caught up in this mindset of you gotta set achievable goals. Your goals must be achievable, right? Have you ever heard that? I've heard that way too much. And the way I think is, do your goals really need to be achievable? I'm gonna say no. I'm going to say they don't have to be, because you know what? You are not the person today that you're going to be 6 months from now or a year from now. So I want you to dream and think bigger than you ever have before, and don't worry about if your goals are achievable or not. Now, there is a little caveat here. I used to have a dream of playing shortstop for the New York Yankees. That was a childhood dream. I had to give that goal up. All right, so it makes me no sense to think and dream big that I'm going to be the shortstop for the New York Yankees. I'm 55, soon to be 55, and it's just not going to happen for me. So when you talk about achievable, that's the type of things that you may not want to set your goals if it's like totally, if you're past your prime, or if it's an age factor. But I want you to think and dream big as far as achieving goals. But they don't necessarily have to be achievable today for you. If it can be achievable sometime in your life, that's great. So here we go. The next thing is, they should create a little bit of fear in you. Your goals should take you out of your comfort zone. They should stretch you, all right? Because if your goals are just like, get up in the morning and, I'm going to go after this goal, they're not going to excite you all that much. And that's what you really want. So your goals should create that fear in you. They should stretch you. They should take you out of your comfort zone. And they should really incorporate your passions. So when you're talking about goals, what are you passionate about? Think about what drives you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Because if you're creating goals that don't really drive you and you're not really passionate about, guess what? You're never, ever going to achieve those goals, because you're going to give up on them. You're going to get tired, because no matter what they say, your goals, you will always hit barriers. Always. You'll always hit obstacles. You'll always hit challenges. And a part of my podcast is all about run to your challenges. Because everything you do that's worth doing in life, you're going to meet challenges. You're going to hit naysayers. You're going to have people with negative attitudes. And you know what? I say forget about them. Blow past them. Run to them. And most of them are going to run away if you have naysayers. Challenges need to be faced directly head on. That's why I say run to your challenges. So when you're creating goals, you want to think and dream big. They don't necessarily have to be achievable today, because again, you're going to grow. You're continuously growing, and that's where you can achieve bigger and better goals in the future. They want to stretch you. You got to stretch you and create that fear, discomfort, take you out of your comfort zone, incorporate your passions, what drives you. What's your greatest desires in life? Again, this goes right back to your passions and what do you really want? When you think and dream big, what comes to mind? That's what your goals should be, okay? Then when we get down here, your greatest desires, you want to incorporate your skills, all right? You want to incorporate your strengths, your hobbies. What do you love to do when you're not working? Think about that. Are you loving your work? Over 70% of Americans say they hate their jobs. Hate, that's a strong emotion, right? So why do they continue to do it? It's that fear of quitting and going after something that you really love. You know, and if that's you, man, reach out to me individually because I got some tips for you too. But it starts right here with your hobbies, your skills, your strengths. You know, you want to get to your sweet spot. And that's another time, another place. But, I mean, the sweet spot is basically a combination of your skills, your passions, all right? Your skills, your passions, and some kind of economic way of generating money from your skills and your passions. If you take any one of them away, you're not going to be in your sweet spot. So, hobbies, and then finally with creating skills or creating goals. Sorry, I'm getting confused here. You want to create long-term goals. Long-term goals. Year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I want you to dream and think big long-term. Long-term, okay? So these goals that you're creating, yeah, you're gonna get some short term, which I consider 1 year short term, but in reality, long term or 1 year is long term. It really is. So forget about everything you ever heard about setting goals. I want you to think long term, 3, 5, 10 years, 20 years down the road. Where do you see yourself? And then here's the key to creating goals. I want you to take those long term goals and scale them back to short-term goals. So what is a short-term goal? I'm talking a week from now, a month from now, 2, 3 months from now. Because even 1 year, when I say 1 year is a long-term goal, we cannot accurately forecast what's going to happen and what we're going to be doing and where we're going to be 1 year from now. Think about it. Life happens. Emergencies happen. Economies boom, economies fall. We have no idea what's going to be going on in the world 1 year from now. So to say that we can accurately forecast what's going to be in our life 1 year from now, that's just a guess. However, we could scale that 1 year goal back to 6 months, and then back to 5 months, back to 3 months. And we can get in that trajectory, all right? I always stumble with that word, but we can get in that path. So if our 20-year goal is way up here and we're standing here, that straight path, just keep scaling that 20-year goal back to 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 6 months. What does that look like 6 months from now to reach that 20-year goal? And then basically, and that's your 20-year goals. You're thinking big, you're dreaming big. That's your dreams. And you scale that all the way back to 6 months, to 3 months, to 1 month, all the way back to 1 week from now. What does 1 week from now look like if you are being intentional towards that very long-term goal? You see where I'm going with this? So when we're talking short-term, the smaller that you can scale that back, the more effective that you're going to be. And then you can try to start achieving these goals. So what I do, I use the 12-week year principle from Brian Moran, and that scales it back to 3 months from now. Because if you think about it, 3 months from today, you can realistically look at that and see what's going to happen 3 months from now. You got a clear path. Your schedule, you probably got appointments 3 months from now. Heck, I have doctor's appointments 6 months from now. So we know pretty accurately what's going to happen 3 months from now. And I use a little combination of the book, The One Thing, and some of the things that Brian Moran says in a 12-week year. Some of these things that are, there's a couple of books that I've really honed in on. And what works for you on goals? A lot of times we set those 1-year goals at the first of the year, right? Only to give them up by the middle of January, they're forgotten. That's why I always love to see how many cars are packed into the gym on January 1st or that first week of January, right? Some people, you got those early goal setters that are there towards the end of Christmas because the Thanksgiving weight is put on and they want to lose some weight. So what I'm saying is the shorter that you can scale your goals back, the better you are and the better chances you're going to have of achieving those goals. And the cool thing is, if you pile 4 12-week goals together, what is that? That's an annual goal. So if your annual goal is to get, 50 new clients, you just scale that back. Your 12-week goal is to get, or say if your annual goal is 100 new clients, your 12-week goal is going to be 25. Next 12 weeks is going to be 25. Chunk it up into manageable sections. And that's the key to creating goals. So again, I spent a lot of times on the creating goals because that's where a lot of people fail. They fall short. They just come up with these goals that they have no idea, and then they have no set plan. So what I want you to do is dream big, scale it all the way back to about 2 to 3 months in the future. That's the goal that you want to set, and it's going to be in a straight line towards your long-term goal. Now let's get into what you have to do to achieve these goals. So the first thing that you want to do to achieve your goals is your mindset. You got to get your mindset right, okay? And when I'm talking mindset, I want you to say, yes, you can. You can achieve these goals. Because so many people set goals and then their mindset stinks. All right? They got a fixed mindset and they're like, man, I can't change. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you have a fixed mindset, you're never, ever going to achieve your goals. You need a growth mindset. You need to know and tell yourself every day that you can do it. You can achieve that goal. So, after you've got that mindset, I want you to share your goals with a select few. I changed my whole mindset, my whole approach to goals here, because I used to share my goals with everybody. I used to preach that all the time. If you go in and get one of my free giveaways on goals that I put out a while back, I say in there, share your goals with everybody. But here's the thing. Everybody can't see your goals like you can see your goals. I had an old chief that's a good mentor of mine used to say, if you can see it, you can be it. That's a John Maxwell principle in developing the leader within you. If you can see that vision and you can see that goal and you can imagine yourself being there, guess what? You can be it. So I want you to flip your mindset right away. I want you to share it with a select few people. And what do those people look like eventually? These can become your accountability partners. But here's this. I got a question mark over there. Are they really your accountability partners? Technically, Brian Moran in the 12-week year says that nobody can technically hold you accountable because we are accountable for our own actions. I'm still kind of hit or miss on this, but I understand what he's saying. We are the only ones that can get out of bed in the morning. We are the only ones that can get dressed and decide whether we're going to go for a run or a walk in the morning. Somebody else can hold us accountable all day long, but it takes us moving and taking action. So, accountability partners, I want you to share it with select few, and I want those select few to have that growth mindset. Because if you're sharing this with people with fixed mindsets and these naysayers and these negative people, guess what? That's going to bring you down. And you are not only a goal creator, you've not only created goals that brought out your passions, you have created now goals that you want to achieve. And you're going to achieve because you have that positive mindset. You have that growth mindset. You have that abundance mindset that says, not only am I going to achieve it, I'm going to exceed this goal. So the last thing that you want to do is tell it to other people that are going to bring you down. And when people start saying, hey, what you doing? If you know those people in your life that are those naysayers, that are always negative, don't share your goals with them. Just tell them, hey, I'm working on a project. Because you know those people that are negative and you don't want to associate with them when you're talking about goals. Now, if those people are in your house or if they're your closest friends, I'm going to challenge you to challenge them. Challenge them to flip their mindsets. The best way to learn something is to teach it to others. So if you need to flip your mindset, when you start flipping your mindset, challenge them, teach them the importance of sending out good vibes. Challenge them on the importance of thinking positive thoughts and telling yourself that yes, you can. Henry Ford said, one of his famous quotes say that whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Man, there's a lot that goes along with that quote, but it's all about this positive mindset. If you think you can achieve your goals and you know you can achieve your goals, guess what? You're going to achieve your goals. I'll guarantee it. If you're telling yourself every day when you get out of bed, man, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, guess what? You're not going to do it. You're not going to achieve those goals. So I challenge you today to flip your mindset, and if you're hanging around people that are those naysayers and negative, challenge them as well. Jim Rohn says you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. Think about that. Are you hanging around people that are setting goals and achieving those goals? Or are you hanging around people that are always on January 15th, yeah, I gave up that goal. That just wasn't me. That's bogus. You can do it. And if you're hanging around those people, maybe it's time to start hanging around them less. Or maybe it's time to really start telling them, hey, we need to change our mindset. We are what we are because we think we're that way. Change your mindset. That's so critical in achieving goals. It's so critical in changing your habits. So challenge them not only on their mindset, but challenge them to set long-term goals. Challenge them to scale those long-term goals back. Challenge them with this whole process. Because if you have friends and your select few, if they've all went through this process and developed those long-term, scaled it down to very short-term, micro short-term goals, 8-week, 12-week goals, now you can challenge them. All of you together can share your goals with each other, and now you have a team of accountability partners. Because now you can get excited and jazzed up about accomplishing your goals together as a team. And that's cool. All right, next step. So we flipped our mindset. The first thing to achieving goals, right? Flip your mindset. Tell yourself that you can and you will. Share it with a select few. We talked about Do they become accountability partners? Maybe. Be careful. The average of 5 is alive and well. Challenge those select few to set and create goals. Now, we're into this is where it gets really good. You got to create a short-term action plan. Short-term action plan. What does that mean? What does that mean? So over here, we took the creating goals, the thinking and dreaming big. We turned to long-term. We went through this whole process. We got the long-term all the way to the short-term. Now we're going to put those short-term goals and we're going to create an action plan. And what that means is that 12-week, 8-week, 1-month goal, whatever you've set that's on that trajectory towards that long-term goal, if it's 1 month out, I do use the 12-week goal plan. Whatever that is, you're going to set some kind of short-term action plan, and it comes right down to daily tasks. What do you have to do every day to achieve that goal? Perfect example, if I want to get new clients, there's one thing that I got to do. I got to pick up the phone, call people, I got to email people, and I got to go around knocking on doors. I'm not going to get any clients if I'm not getting out there meeting people. I got to build that relationship, build that trust, build my credibility with them, give them stuff. So all of those things become my daily tasks. Now, do I have to do them every day of the week? No, not necessarily. But on any given week, on Monday, I might be sending emails. On Tuesday, I might be doing phone calls and live drop-in cold calls. I might be knocking on businesses' doors, going in and giving them a free product. So whatever, those are all daily tasks to get new clients for me. What if you're trying to lose weight? What can some of the daily tasks be? First of all, get up 45 minutes earlier and walk for 20 or 30 minutes. Start slow, right? After a month or so, maybe you're running a little bit longer. Another thing to lose weight, a daily task, is to eat right and start measuring your caloric intake. The reason why I'm not losing weight right now is because I'm eating ice cream, which is not on my list of it's not one of the ways to reduce calories. So set specific daily tasks that you have to do. Now, this is where it really gets good and you really start moving the needles. You got to come up with some kind of measurement tool. Because ultimately, what gets measured gets done. What gets measured gets done. So if you have some kind of measurement tool to just check off, it could be a checklist, it could be an Excel spreadsheet, it could be anything like that. If you have some kind of measurement tool and you're measuring your daily tasks, guess what? You're gonna do them. And especially if you have some kind of measurement tool and you're measuring your daily tasks that are on those measurement tools, and you're challenging your top 5 people that you're hanging around, and you all have this same program going on, and you're comparing at the end of the week what percentages you have, man, you are going to start moving that needle towards that long-term goal. And yeah, it's baby steps down here. It's one day at a time, 1 week at a time. But you know what? Those weeks add up. And pretty soon you got 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and you are making steady progress towards that long-term goal. Short steps. A lot of times we try to do too much. Scale it back, make those daily tasks, write them down. This is what I have to do today to move towards that goal. And you can measure it. Because if you're not doing your daily tasks each week, if you're only doing 25%, you're not going to reach that goal. So you can measure yourself. You can measure your actions. You don't get to the end of your 1 month or 2 month or 3 month goal and say, well, I wonder why I didn't meet my goal. Well, you didn't meet your goal because you didn't do your daily tasks. You don't do your daily tasks because you don't have any kind of measurement tool and they're not written down. Does all this make sense? This is not rocket science. This is easy stuff. It just takes us getting started. And then finally, at the end of your short term, you're going to evaluate and you're going to reload. Now, every week you're going to share your percentages, right, of your daily tasks with your accountability people, the people that you've challenged, the people that you've changed your mindset. You're going to keep track. According to Brian Moran, if you hit 85% of those daily tasks every week, you are going to crush that goal by the end of the 12 weeks. But set whatever your short-term goal is. I would say no more than 12 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, maybe 1 month. But when you get to the end, I want you to evaluate. What did I not do? Did I achieve these goals? If you met your 85% of your daily tasks each week, I'll guarantee you're going to be really close to achieving that goal, or maybe you have achieved. So you're going to evaluate your behavior, you're going to evaluate your tasks, you're going to evaluate what you did good, what you did bad, and then you're going to reload. So when you get to the end of that 1 month, 2 month, 3 month goal, when you get to the end of that 12 weeks or 8 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever it is, evaluate how you did, evaluate your actions based on your measuring tools, and then reload. Reload the plan. Come up with another short-term action plan for the next month or the next 8 weeks or the next 12 weeks. You see how it goes here? And then before you know, you do this, you repeat. You go another 4 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever weeks you are on your short term. And then, so here's the thing. What if you evaluate and you didn't reach your goal, but you were hitting 60, 70% of your daily tasks? Do you think you're going to be closer to that goal? Answer's obvious, right? Of course you will be, because you're doing the daily tasks. Maybe not 85%, so maybe you didn't get 100% of that goal, but what if you achieved 75% of that goal? What if you achieved 50% of that goal? What if you're 50% closer to that goal that you set 12 weeks ago? Is that going to mean progress? Of course. You're 50% closer. So I'm telling you, if you want to achieve goals, it starts back here with creating goals. All right? Think big, dream big, do all these steps, come up with the long-term goals, and then scale it all the way back to these micro, short-term goals. Dang, some thunder. All right, so once you get to short-term, then it gets to achieving goals, and this is where you achieve it. It starts with that mindset. If your mind is not right, you are not going to achieve your goals. Share with the select few. We talked about the importance of staying away from those naysayers. Get your mind right and challenge those select few around you to get their mind right. If their thinking stinks, stop talking to them. Stop sharing stuff with them. And then finally, come up with this short-term action plan. Daily tasks, this is the key with the daily tasks. And then your measurement tool, what gets measured gets done. And then evaluate at the end of that short-term period and reload. Come up with the new short-term tasks and then just keep repeating. at the end of your year or 2 years or whatever you want to do, you can go back to your creating goals and think bigger. Continuously think and dream big. Because what if you dreamt up your biggest, most audacious goal? Jim Collins in the book Good to Great says your big, hairy, audacious goal, right? Your BHAG goals. What is your biggest, hairiest, most audacious goals out there? What if you only got halfway there? That'd be pretty cool, right? So no matter what your goal is, think big, dream big, go for it. But here's the key. Get to those short terms, scale it all the way back. And as long as you're on a direct path to that big goal, eventually you can get there. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for listening to the Run to Your Challenges podcast and Alexa Brief. I greatly appreciate it. 500 episodes. I can't believe I got 500 episodes. Seems like I started yesterday. It's something I really enjoy, and I hope you enjoy it too. If you do, please share it with your friends, and feel free to share this video. I'm giving it to you because you are my listeners, but I want you to share it. Take this free product and pay it forward. Share it with your work center. Share it with your bosses, with your people. Get going on goals and crush it. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges. We'll see you.